This one already. Well, friends, I don't really know what to say. Today is the best I have felt for a while, but definitely not there. But a little bit, I'm having a little bit of a withdrawal symptom, friends. I'm having terrible withdrawal symptoms. Okay, so what I'm gonna do? Hang on, I'm gonna do something here. Okay, shaklank. Right. Look at this tailgate. We got another tailgate to play with, friends. And it's a dandy that's got no bar oil on it. This is crazy. We gotta straighten this truck out. Okay. Listen, if you folks, if anybody has been following my journey with the 500i, it's been an interesting one because I actually really liked the saw in my first video. Loved it. Remember we were with Donnie Walker and my boy and Ian. I think the freaking thing's got 1 million views or something like
friends,
that.
Listen to this.
So I'm going to voice over this, friends, because you can't really hear what I'm saying. Anyways, I start the saw like I normally do, full squirt, quick pull on the cord, and it actually, listen to what it does. I'll stop talking when I start it, okay? Watch what it does. And it did this to, here we go. I let go, it stalls. So that time I started it,
Okay.
I didn't touch the
So
fuel
what I
and
just
just
did
pulled.
there
So
I
don't know,
started it
friends.
like I always do with my
This
finger
is
on
my
the trigger,
experience
and I
with
started
this
the
saw.
and it did that. It wouldn't
Thus
fuel
far.
up. It just went blah. Okay, and then I turned it off.
Okay, friends. Here we go.
Okay,
Here's the part.
so I actually has that ever happened to anybody with a 500i? So that's just a habit. I'm used to. That's how I start a power saw. I full squirt. Right. It wouldn't rev up. It wouldn't do anything. I had it full squirt, and it was like it was choked or something. It did that to me that day about 3 times. That's why I'm thinking that this saw. Now, if that's happened to you and you've got a 500i, leave a comment. I want to try and figure this thing out because these saws are very fat in on light load. I notice it quite a bit actually. You got to have a good ear for it, but you can hear it, friends. You just can. They're different. They're fuel injected. What can you expect? Lovely saw. Let's get into the video.
But guess what I was doing with it? Digging the dogs in on a 36-inch round of fur and just going. Remember? There wasn't really any small cutting going on that day. So as the journey kind of went on, I started to realize now, I don't know if I had a dud. I really don't. But I've got 2 of these back now because I traded one to Bear Claw. But it's horrible on fuel. Like it's terrible. And that's not such a big deal for me anymore. If I was falling on a side hill and doing what I did years ago, it would not work for me. I would not run that saw. Just me. But I know it's a good saw. I know it's a good saw. But now whether I had some kind of a weird scenario that one, and it could be possible. Have you ever fired up your 500i and it just goes blap, blap, and doesn't do anything? And then you turn it off and then fire it up and it works? Has anyone experienced that with their 500? Please let me know. I did with mine right out of the box. I was like, this is weird. And it was because I would start with the freaking gas. I think I'm used to starting with the trigger on, right, friends? So my journey with this saw has been interesting, but friends, look at this. Look at this. Look at this saw. Team Ripsaw. So I really like these young fellas. This is a 79cc saw. Look at this, 79 cc's. Okay? So it's uncomparable to a 372. You cannot compare that saw to a 372. You just can't do it. I mean, you could compare it to a big bore or almost a big bore or a really hop rip snorting iron horse 372, I'll bet. And guess what? Oh, we're gonna. I feel it. It's coming. So what I'm gonna do is, it's cold. I'm gonna go throw a jacket on. I'm gonna bar this thing up. I'm gonna slide that freaking Ford pickup truck with the wood still in it from before my shoulder blew out. And we're gonna slide this truck out of here. I'm gonna get another layer on. I might even throw some Argyle on for you. Oh, indeed, I just might do that. And we're gonna pull a barn chain out. We're gonna slap it on that freaking power saw. Now, whether we fire it and give a run, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure of that. We're just gonna slowly ease into this because I will be nothing but so angry at myself if I make this worse. Let's bar up the 500, friends. I'm feeling a little better today, and I'm not gonna tell you why. But I have my crazy kooky ideas because I'm that guy, and I'm just gonna carry on. Maybe if somebody's interested, I'll tell them what I think. But we've all got a story, haven't we? Give me a minute. You need to understand what this is. See this? Square ground chain. See the gullet? Cut like that for long time. And then I would grind this. I would file this out. And then I would take it over to the round of wood, and I would literally have two chains like this. I would cut one round off, swap the chain out, cut again. And friends, I actually did it last year. Are you with me here, friends? Like, are you feeling me here? Now, another thing you should know is this is how chain cuts. Are you feeling me? You understand what I'm saying? Look at the Raker compared to the cutter. Let's get straight on. Let's not be biased. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Figure it out. Believe nothing and question everything, friends. I'm telling you, I've worked with, I'm done talking about it. I'm not here to cram nothing down your throat. I'm here to tell you that I've done both. I've filed the gullet out. I've done it with the full gullet in, the whole chain. This is square ground. This is not hand file. Hand file is a different gig unless you're doing baby C or something weird. I know what this is going to cut like already. Okay? See that? You see what just happened? Okay. So the grind I'm talking about is right there. I don't know how I did it, but I got this camera to be handy. Are you friends with me on this? Okay? It's a custom grind is what it is. Under the top plate, if you got a lot of limbing to do, or just clean cotton and friends, it's no joke. This is a Symington. Okay? Oh, you see, you'll just see it. You can't even see it. It's so minute. I'm talking about a side beak. Oh, this is scary. See how high I got my arm up there, friends? Did you see that? It's coming, friends. It is. It's coming. But I got to be so careful right now. Okay, so the next thing to look at, friends, right, is Rakers. Oh, wow, look at that. Holy cow. We've got a lot of adjustment to make here. by the way, friends, if you get a 500i and you want to dress your saw up with some fancy dancy dogs, that's cool. I do that too. I like it, but don't think for a second that these dogs right here on the 500i don't work. These are good dogs. They work excellent. Like excellent, friends. I'm telling you, they do. Nothing wrong with these Stihl dogs. Nothing at all. Captive nuts, love it. Freaking love it. Get this all square down here. Looks like we're pretty much bang, right on the mun-muns. I like it. I can't wait to cut, friends. I'm telling you, I cannot wait to cut. I'm gonna have to go at it slow because I'm like a, yeah, you know what I mean. I know you do. It's cold out. Okay, let's get a flathead screwdriver and get this square. I think they got another one in, friends. Have you seen this thing? Right? Ratchet. Deadly tool. Watch the chain. Watch the chain. There it goes. Make sure you're on your, right in the grooves there. Get everything lined up before you get all crazy. I'm surprised I could do that with my arm. I think I'm getting stronger. But I got to be careful because I could go off. Now, this is what I do when I'm tightening my chain up. Tailgate doesn't help nothing, does it? Well, no, it doesn't, unless I go like this very carefully and go like that, like it's down there now, but I won't. I'll just put it on the wood. You see the slack here? I'm showing you this again. It's been a while. This is to all my brand new, welcome to my new subscribers. If you've just got yourself a new power saw and you're excited about it and you're getting set up, this is what I've been doing for 25 to 30 years. This is how I tighten my chain tension, friends. I'm gonna bring you up nice and close so you see. You don't need to see my freaking face. You need to see what's going on. Now watch the chain tension. Watch. See it there? I know, guys, that just shorter bars, not such a big deal. Shorter bars, I see guys, they just tighten them up. That's fine if you want to do that. I don't do that. I grab the pistol grip. See how this chain is just almost grabbing the bottom of the bar, but there's some slack there, friends. Watch what happens when I go like this and put the, well, for lack of a better thing, watch what happens when I lift up the bar. Watch the chain. See it? It gets loose. Watch. Let's do it again. I'll grab the pistol grip and do it. Okay, watch the chain. You see that? You think you're tight? Watch. I'll show you. Watch this. Okay, we're going to get on this. Boom. We're tight. Yep. It's right up against there. It's going to go loose as soon as you fire up. It's going to go loose as soon as you fire up. So I always have done this. Tip down. Hold this like this. In here. Squeak. Done. You're there. Right? You could still move it. Just give that a little go before you tighten up. Don't go real tight. Don't over tighten these. Just don't get crazy. You can actually break. I've seen guys break them right off in the case. Ready to cut. What's in here? What is this? Friends, just go buy the Husky freaking flat plate, okay? It's as simple can be. There it is to use. Watch what I do here. I'm just gonna put you guys right here. Let's get straight here. There. Let's go like this. So I just come over and I hug the saw like this. I put my glasses on because I can't really, and it's like this. This thing is actually set for hardwood. Look at this. Boom. So all I'm doing is checking the Rakers right now, because this was actually haywire. Okay, this is actually not bad, friends. Hardwood. Just give this. They are a little high, little teeny bit. I can't even believe I'm using my shoulder right now. This isn't too shabs. Okay, there's a high one. The plate goes on there, friends. And just, that's it. Get this, it's simple. You just hold it like this. Carlton plate is the same, but I do my rakers the same way, every way. I'm doing both sides right now. Look at that way. Up she comes, down she goes. Give her a tap. We go this way. And the reason I'm not squeaking, you may ask yourself, well, Bucket, how come you don't squeak when you do your rakers? Well, because I don't go across like this, straight. Watch what happens. See? Hear that horrible squeak? That rarely happens when you go on a 45. I'm just surprised watching people teach people how to do this, and they're going straight across the freaking bar like that. It really surprises me, to be honest with you. But it kind of doesn't, because everybody thinks they're a logger these days. I see a lot of it on YouTube, and I don't know. That's anti-positive enough right there. Let's leave it right there. Just go to the source, friends. Okay? Go to the freaking source if you're trying to learn something.
I said I wasn't going to do another interjection, but I want to tell you something. Listen, and this is to the young fellas that are watching, and I know you're out there, and I love you young fellas. And if you're ever doing anything out there with the power saws and you want to become a woodsman or whatever you want to call yourself, a power saw man, listen, do you know what I did? When I really got into this heavy and decided, I was 27 years old. I was 27 years old. And my wife was, well, actually, she wasn't pregnant at the time. Anyways, regardless, I put down the things that weren't working in my life, which unfortunately, I couldn't watch others and learn from others. I had to go figure it out for myself and find out who I wasn't. And then I could create who I wanted to be, if that makes sense. So if you don't know who you are, you will find out. Time will tell. But anyways, let's get back on track. Bucking, crying out loud. I went down to a dry land sort, started working bucking logs. I just wanted to run power saw. That's all I wanted to do. I bucked on a dry land. I worked on mills and then of course firewood and everything else. But I remember going to the old guys. There was a buckerman down there, Freddie. People, you know who I'm talking about, because the people that have been here with me for years, they know who I'm talking about. His name was Freddie. He passed on. He was a buckerman. He was a sawman. That's all he did. And he worked on the dry land, and he drove around on the dry land. I was out the back. I got lucky in Alliford Bay with old Myrtle, my first Myrtle. 1 ton 75 crew cab Ford with the chicken sides on it. I was rocking, baby. I went right to the guy when they opened up a dry land sort down Duke Point, and I said, "Hey, my name's Buckin. Is Lyle around?" And it was Rod, buddy. Anyways, I trickled out the back, and the juicer was throwing logs over. He said, "You watch out for them logs coming over." I said, "You bring them on." Anyway, so I saw Freddie, and it was a quiet moment. I said, "Freddie, am I doing this right? Like, I'm getting about 4 or 5 filings. Like, do you do this with your file?" Like, I showed him. I went to the source, friends. I went to the old power saw guys. Let me ask you this. If you want to learn something, I mean, you can learn from everybody. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being, you can learn from everybody. But are you going to go to the guy that's been doing it for 2 or 3 years or 4 or 5 years? Or are you going to go to the guy that's been doing it for 40 years and ask and learn from that fella? I'm going to go see that fella. So those are the fellas that I kind of went to when I originally wanted to learn this, because you can pick up some horrible habits working on your own. I did. And that's not a bad thing, but it can be. Be open. Go to the source. Back to the show.
Okay? Go to the freaking source if you're trying to learn something. Go to the source. If you're looking at some guy and you think, "Hey, maybe this guy doesn't know what he's doing," you're probably right. Just go back in his videos 2 years at least, 3 years maybe. And if he wasn't doing it then he's green at it. Plain and simple. Nothing more to it than that. Go to the source. You might be able to learn what not to do from him or her or whatever. But if you want to learn how to do a certain craft, go talk to the old timers. They'll teach you how to do it. Oh boy, oh boy. That's cedar, so it's pretty soft, but my wife doesn't like when I cut on this. This is fir. She gets mad at me, and I don't blame her, but I can afford a sliver. These are lovely saws to run in the wood. The only thing, there's a couple of things that bothered me about them. I'll show you what that is, because I know it's already going to do it. It's just the design of the saw. It's the design of the saw. But this thing is strong, really strong. Is it ever running nice, friends? Isn't it? It's way better than stock. This thing was weird, and now it's better. I like it a lot.
Okay, friends, this is the thing.
This is one of the things that I don't particularly like about the saw. And please don't tell me in the comment section. Don't tell me that's rev limiter, because it's not the rev limiter. Okay, friends. So let's scrap that idea. We talked about this before, and I talked to you guys about it. And I don't expect everyone to understand this or even hear it unless you've experienced what I'm experiencing. I talked to 3 fallers today. 2 fallers and myself being 3, that experienced this same thing with the 500i. So unless mine is like some odd saw that out of the factory, it's just fatter on light load than maybe some of the, it could be, friends. I mean, it's a machine. So this is not the rev limit. So this saw's straight out stronger. Straight out stronger now. This has got nothing to do with any porting or anything. This is the design of the saw. This is what the saw does. Actually, at Dino Joe, I had to reach out to Dino because I wondered if Dino had any numbers or graphs on this. And yes, he indeed did. And it helped my mind because I'm a man of feel in the wood. I'm not a papers man. So, friends, these saws, they're rich on light load. And light load is small wood when you're not dogged in cutting big. Firewood cutters probably wouldn't notice this that much, but they'll definitely notice before the cut. Right? We all know. Four stroking. It ain't no freaking rev limiter. Because the actual RPM, you can hear it if you listen very closely, is lower than when it goes to its place. So listen carefully, see if you can understand. It's actually coming right when I get loose on let you guys go from this interjection. It happens right now. Actually, and up top there by that rock where I was cutting, it happened as well. It went blah, blah, and then it went wah. So I'm hoping that this saw, once it gets accustomed to what the boys did to it by porting it, it's going to map itself and find itself again. This is the first time I've run it, friends. That ain't no rev limiter, friends. That's not going to work for me. That's not a rev limiter. A rev limiter is when the saw doesn't rev any higher. Well, this clearly goes, so it's no rev limiter. It's rich, which explains the horrible gas mileage these saws get. Right? It does. And they idle high. So, let's get back to it. I'm going to show you. This saw is stronger, much stronger. I've always liked these saws in the wood. People misunderstand. I think people misunderstand me because I beat up their 500i's that they bought and they think they're the best thing since sliced bread. They're lovely saws. I've always said from day one since I first set my hands on this. As a matter of fact, while I'm sitting right here, friends, 500i chainsaw, bang. Where's my video? It's one of the top. There it is. Boom, right at the top. Okay? It was that job that me and Ian Shaw and Donnie Walker came. We threw a freaking bark box on it. We did all the stuff. And I was cutting that big fir, remember? I'll show it to you. Remember this, friends? I'm like, whoa, this thing's nuts. Check it out. Oh, now we get into the Big Macs. Hang on. Hold on, friends. Just a minute. And I'm like, okay, I was cutting these discs for this guy. So this was the video. I think it's got... And I loved it. I freaking loved it. But I wasn't cutting any small wood there. I didn't know. And then as time went on, every time I got into small wood, I was kind of like, what's this? Why is this doing this? Is there... The saw sharp. It should grab and cut. Friends, listen to this very next cut coming up right here, right now. Like as soon as I get back on, watch. I'll stop it and start it and stop it and start it. Listen
to this very carefully and watch what happens right now. It actually works like it's supposed to. Watch this. The boys at Ripsaw, they might have fixed this thing. They might have just, we'll find out. This is going to be cool. Ripsaw, nice job. To be honest, this will be the last interjection. Excuse me. To be honest, I think it's actually changing. I think it's starting to work. It worked a couple, 3 times. Did you hear it? People who are savvy with this stuff, you'll pick it up. Other people will be like, what's he talking about? You'll hear it. There's no rev limiter stuff going on here. It's not happening. It's fuel. It's overfueling on low load.
All right, friends. Well, I don't really have anything to cut, but I do. I just went and inspected. Remember that tree I chopped down last year out in the back? Or that one that I done out the back there? Let's just go. Pretty strong, boys. I leaned on that, like leaned on it. I hope my shoulder's all right. I can't. I'm getting desperate, friends, for cutting. I'm just getting desperate. I know what to tell you. Your injuries can't just sit. You can't just sit. I can't. I've sit for a month. That's a strong saw. Strong saw right there. So this is not bad. It's not bad at all. That's all strong. Okay, so here's an update. Okay, come here, you. There. Here's the update. Okay, I'm feeling a knock in my shoulder, like a knock when I do this. Yeah, right there. It's a low knock, not a crick, like a knock. Not that way though. Just this way, and like even the fact that I can kind of just do this right now. Is good. The starting the saw is not good, even though it's not my shoulder that I'm starting it with. It's like it goes. You know what I mean, friends. You're kind of it's fine though. I mean, I did feel it. I'm not gonna lie. I felt it. It's sore, but I think it's healing. Who knows where it's going? Could be going across the other way. I don't know. Ripsaw. Boys, listen. I'm not gonna toot no horns that don't need tooted. Boys, that saw runs strong. It idles. It does everything it's supposed to do from the factory, but it's stronger. I've got a factory one there. I've got a stock one over there, and we're gonna have some fun with this saw. We're gonna actually take out stock saw, same chain, do a swapperonis, do some good vid with this. Nice job. Straight goods. Very strong. These are good saws. Friends, go over, see Ripsaw. They don't have a YouTube channel. They don't have none of that stuff. These guys are building a business. They're going to have the wedges we like. They're going to have they're going to be a similar scenario. I'll maybe help them with some dogs or something they're thinking about. But anyways, Ripsaw, thanks guys. Friends, go pop in and see them. I'm used to power instantly. What's that? Flah, flah.